the 28th hour experience with K Camille, where you know it's real. It's the 28th hour experience with K Camille, where you know it's real. Current events, different topics with a twist you can't miss. K Camille, 28th hour experience. Talking about books, different looks. Talking about stories that leave you shook. K Camille, 28th hour experience.
Hello, what's up? It's your girl K Camille with the 28th Hour Experience. I'm your host, and this is episode 9. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are part of the 28th Hour crew, welcome back. This week, episode 9, spooky season continues because, again, um, I don't know what's going on, but every story is more. Um, every time I'm scrolling or I'm looking on the TV, every story is more drastic or unbelievable. And it has even been spooky stories that have been going on in the current events. But I want to save that for our last week of spooky season. So that's going to be episode 10. So while we're here for episode 9, we're just going to cover a couple of things. What this week I'm excited about is it's a heavy music week. Unfortunately, last week we did lose D'Angelo, so I've been listening to all my favorite D'Angelo hits and just appreciating his music and appreciating him as an artist. But I knew this week I had to really, really, really get into music that I've been anticipating to sit and listen to because I don't like to just okay, I listen to an album and okay, and just give a flat out. I want to digest the album. How does it resonate in my car? How does it resonate in my headphones? How does it resonate when I go out? And what moods I'm in. So I like to sit with the album from my favorite artist or artist that I'm interested in getting to know, and then I give you a review. That fair? So I have a couple of projects that I'm excited to talk about today. So we won't have a favorite song in quiet selection. Just go check out this new music that I'm talking about right now. So I want to start off with Sco Almighty's project, Jack of All Trades, which I really think is a very, very, very good rap album. It is very cohesive and it's how do I put it? It's not one dimensional. Like you get different flavors. So my faves from the album, The Girl from Ypsilanti, which I heard first before the album dropped. We happened to be in the studio and we got to hear a couple of songs while he was still working on stuff, which was really dope. And The Girl from Ypsilanti, I like that song. I was like, okay, I like this beat. And then once I sat with the album, I talked to him. I was like, I finally sat with the album. Let me talk about it. So then Cards Right come on, and I'm like, oh God, I just love this beat. I love what they talking about. And then when he gets in like a personal bag with Look the Other Way. And I that's one of my personal favorites. I love how you can get in the red bag with this album. Then you can sit and it's like a vibey album where you can sit with females, you can sit with your dog, you could be on a boat, you could be in a house party. It's a multi-dimensional album. I love the different vibes, the vulnerability. Um, you can see yourself, and I just think that with it being cohesive and being called Jack of all trades because he does more than rap. He is a producer. He owns a recording studio, a podcast studio. He streams. He does everything. He's a photographer, a videographer. He does everything. So I feel like this album, being called Jack of All Trades, is very fitting for him because he literally is Jack of all trades and he's mastering all of them. So just to give us flavor from the rap perspective, I can appreciate. So please go check out that album, go stream it, go buy it. Jack of All Trades by Sco Almighty. That's where I held my first interview too. So if you need studio time, you need a videographer, a photographer, that's who you would like to go talk to. Another album that has been on the horizons that dropped on the 17th of this month, Brittany F's project, Pink Sky Paradise. Let me tell you, this is a bossy girl album, okay? It is for the girls, all the girls who's working, the girls who's in the club, the girls who dancing, all the girls. The goal is you get in your bag and you not worried about what it's talking about. You listen to this album. So she is a Detroit artist who is definitely hard as fuck. I love, love, love. I love how she raps, her cadence, and it's still like feminine, but it's still hard as fuck. Like it gives what it's supposed to give. So I love the first song to the top off the gate because she come in snapping, just come in snapping, and it's giving you what you're about to hear. It gives you it because once you go through the whole album, it gives you what you about to hear for the rest of the album. But my absolute fave right now on the album is Hot Girl Once. I told y'all I'm a sucker for samples. But if you sample my favorite song and you do it justice, oh, you got me locked in. Hot Girl is fun. I've been on the lodge with it, listening to Hot Girl. I ain't got no tickets yet. Can't, you gotta pick and choose when you play that, when you driving. 'Cause you gonna get a ticket. But both are bossy and fun and girly, and it's for the girls who do their big one every day. I like how she pop her shit, and I want you guys to go check out the whole album. Go check out the whole album. Those are two standouts for me, but I know Hot Girl is my absolute fave. But she is snapping on this album. Go give her a listen here on Apple Music. Pink Sky Paradise, Jack of All Trades, Go Almighty, and my friend Matt Randall he's another dope artist. Special shout out to him, and I listen to him as well. He will be at the Den Music Fest for 2025, November 2nd and November 8th. November 2nd in Atlanta, November 8th will be in Los Angeles. You can catch him there. I will post his most recent project right here. Go give it a listen. He's really a dope artist. And if you are in Atlanta, November 2nd, or if you're in the Los Angeles area, November 8th, go to the Den Music Fest to check him out. It's other dope artists listed on here. Give it a check out. And moving on with music, we got to get into Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine tour. Now, this is 27 years in the making. So we got the aunties ready to see this happen because the last time we seen them sing The Boy Is Mine, they both had the ball gowns on, and it was revealed years later. Dallas Austin said, Monica had just socked Brandy, so it was really a lot of uh behind the scenes with that song. So it wasn't as celebrated as it should have been back then. So them doing this Boy Is Mine tour was very exciting for the fans, being that we get to see them sing the song. We have been having to use ourselves because I was Brandy, my sister was Monica, and this is how this is so funny. I'm 5. She is a senior in high school, so we would have to sing the song, and I would be like, okay, let me be Monica this time, and we would switch sometimes, but no, Monica was her girl, and I had the Moesha dial, so I would have to be Brandy. She like, you got the damn dial, you gonna be Brandy. And we sung it. Now everybody's coming to this concert so they can sing it and watch them sing it together. Both of the ladies look beautiful. They both sing beautiful. And they still have the integrity of their voices. But this is what went down this past week in Chicago. So they're saying Brandy abruptly left the stage. She was having sound issues, but then when Monica came back on, she was, basically saying, not saying much, but saying enough where you could kind of like put two and two together. You're praying for Brandy. Is it something going on with Brandy? a health issue. We do know that Brandy has suffered from seizures in the past, so I do pray and hope that Brandy is okay. The people in Chicago are pissed though, because they like, we waited 27 years to see y'all sing The Boy Is Mine. And no, it wasn't a bad show, but Brandy didn't get to finish her set. Monica, they say Monica just came back on and sung For You I Will, said that prayer and left, and they didn't sing The Boy Is Mine. And I really think that that's what people really came to see, was to see them sing The Boy Is Mine. And that's fair. But we do want them to be okay ultimately. But the people, they do feel gypped and they want their money back. So I do understand both sides of, you know, the coin. So I just hope that it's no more interruptions in the show. I really hope it's no more interruptions in the show. Continuing with music, I want to talk about Gucci Mane and his wife, Keisha Kaur, came on the Breakfast Club this week, and they were talking about, his diagnosis with schizophrenia. He has a new book out. It came out on October 17th, and it's called Episodes. Now, we are a fan here of Gucci Mane in this house. We have the first book. My husband's a huge fan, huge, huge fan. So I'm waiting for the copy to come. But his autobiography was a very good read. So we're definitely looking forward to Episodes. But in Episodes, he gets into his diagnosis with schizophrenia. And, Charlamagne the God was, asking him, like, what do you think caused it? And they were talking about, drug usage and stress, lack of sleep, the lifestyle. Your lifestyle has a lot to do with your health. Sometimes these things just can occur. And I believe schizophrenia is one of those that can start in young adulthood. Uh, but I love how his wife continues to stay by his side. And I love how they're very honest about his diagnosis. I love how she's like, no, I know the signs now and I cut all that out. Like, I take the phone, you're not doing no Twitter, you're not doing no Instagram. If I got to change the password, I try to talk to him. Once he gets to talking irate, like, I literally have to buckle down and get my husband to focus, which I commend her for that, because she's standing on, I don't want the world to see my husband having no episode, and that's really, really, as a married person or in a relationship, you care. But when you are married to somebody, your person, everybody gets into these things talking about 50, 50, 20, 20, 80, whatever. But really, whenever your person falls short, you are supposed to be whatever that person needs, period. And vice versa. That's how a true marriage is supposed to work. So the fact that he had somebody that stood by his side, and when he did get out of jail, she had something for him and showed her loyalty to him. You know, the fact that he has somebody in his corner that he can trust, and that is normal and is a safe space for him, coming from where he's coming from, I'm happy for that. I'm happy for him for that. Um, I also like how he brought up the verses between Jeezy, and how he, commended Jeezy for not really responding to what he was doing, because he was very, everybody talked about it, like how Gucci was just, basically mocking Jeezy's homeboy. But I love how Gucci pointed that out, that, I commend Jeezy for not, responding like that, because I was going through one of my things. And to be honest about that, and to be from where he's from, and to be in the type of music that he's in, mental health doesn't really get looked at in a good way with rappers, i.e. Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I'm glad that somebody was able to come from the community and talk about it, and be taken seriously, and say what's going on, because a lot of people look up to him. So the fact that he's being vulnerable and saying, hey, I got some shit going on too, I commend that. So I hope that Gucci gets through that, and his wife continues to do her good big one, and I hope his book is a success, because we are buying it and we are fans over here. Moving on to fashion. I got to do some fashion, y'all. Let's talk about Angel Reese being the first athlete to walk the Victoria's Secret runway and get her wings. Okay, she looked fabulous. Look at this first look. This is with her with the wings, okay? And then look at this look. So the aesthetic was bombshell blowout. And you could tell with the hair, the big hair, the pink, the flowers. She looked damn good. What I can appreciate is how she had made a post, and I think Cardi B reposted it, where she said, I don't work, I am the job. I didn't quote it exactly, but I love how she's embracing. I don't have to just have a jersey on and run up and down. You know, the gym all day. I can put some heels on. I can be sexy. I can put lingerie on. I can put a nice gown on. She be putting that shit on, you know. And you know, a lot of people mock WNBA players because of their pay. So she like, okay, y'all can count that check, but watch all these other checks running. So I respect that. It's very inspiring, especially for young girls coming up too, because it's a lot of girls now that's playing basketball. Because I know I stayed away from sports because I'm a girly girl, and I was like, I can't be myself. I'm interested in playing basketball, but I can't be myself. I mean, I gotta be, I can't. Angel, I feel like it's showing that you can be girly and you can still ball and whoop ass. So I appreciate that. Congratulations to her, and I know this moment is going to open so many more doors for her. So I'm looking forward to her being the job elsewhere, collecting all of those bags. She looked beautiful. Congratulations. Now, also, what happened was the American Museum Gala um, event for 2025. And here are some of my favorite looks. I did not get into all the looks. I just said my favorite looks. I'm being um no specific order, but our girl Demi Moore, she looked good. That is, when you've worked as long as this lady has worked in Hollywood, you better look like this. You better look like this. Look at that. That's polished. The color is in season. That looks like, yes, I was Bruce Willis' wife. That is that is Hollywood. That is what Hollywood money should look like. That is how you should look like when you are a Demi Moore. You have to look like that at every event. She looked good. She looked polished. I loved it. Um, Quentin Brunson. Oh my God. She looks so pretty. I love the little Betty Boop curls. I love that soft purple. It is still fall. You know, when you gotta go, you're lightly going away from the brighter colors, but it looks so pretty off the shoulder. Her pretty brown skin. She looked beautiful. Like, and I love how she was standing so. She looked good. She looked good. Our guy, Damson Idris. First of all, I love this color. It's like a periwinkle blue, like a not a powder blue, but like a grayish blue. It looks good. He looks clean. He always looks polished and clean. I love when you can look polished and clean, and you don't got to do all that extra shit. If you look polished and clean, and especially for men, polished and clean, he looked like he smelled good. He looked like he looked good. Okay, that's polished. That's how you supposed to look. Not all that. Y'all know what I'm talking about with this extra. Now, this lady in red, I don't know her. I don't know who she's in, but this dress was very captivating. Her name is Zoe Doach. She looked absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the dress has pockets, but it would be one of those things. If the dress had pockets, I would just pass out. Um, because how her hands are. That's why I'm kind of like, does the dress have pockets? She looked absolutely breathtaking. That red, it was breathtaking. I love when you can do a solid color, because people think, okay, red. No, I was like 25 when I bought my first red dress, and I was nervous about it because it was like, okay, and she did that justice. So when you can do a red and be breathtaking, your lady in red. That definitely was good. Okay, our guy from Home Alone and his wife, um, McCullough, and his wife Brenda Song, I believe her name is. They look so cute. He looks so good. He looks so healthy. She looks so good. They look happy. They just look really good. They complement each other really well. I enjoyed their look. The next look that I enjoyed, that was quite simple, very polished, straight to the point, and we all love him. Law Roach. He came. I'm feeling the burgundy color. I guess anybody who had burgundy on day or wine was really, really giving it for me. A lot of people may not like the cape thing, but I really like the cape thing because it's Law Roach with the cape thing on. Would I have liked it on anybody else? I don't think so. So I like that, and I like how he subtly showed that the wristband is wine too. It's burgundy too, and we're getting into it. I love how he posed with those shoes to show off that immaculate boot. That is an immaculate boot. The bust down got a nice little crisp little waves, and he's prim and proper. I'm done. He looked good. He looked good. He looked good. Um, my next favorite was Lakeith Stanfield. Again, simple, clean, polished. I even like the white scarf thing. Sometimes when they do little weird shit like that, it'd be a miss. But in this case, it was just like a pop up, and I appreciated it. It actually looked nice. It was simple, clean cut. What we like over here, clean cut, simple, straight to the point. And last but not least, who's still looking like Hollywood money, how you should look after you've been in the industry as long as this man has, you better look like this. George Clooney looked fabulous. He looked great. He looked great. Simple, straight to the point, and it screams, I have more money than money itself. That is how you should look after being in that industry that long. That is how that when they say Hollywood money, show Demi Moore and show George Clooney from these pictures. Hollywood money, okay? That's Hollywood money for you. Um, but yeah, those were, my favorite looks from that. I have the full links below where you can check out everybody and tell me what your favorites were from what I showed you. And also tell me what you think about the new music that I introduced you to too. I want to see what you guys think. Let's get into these current events right quick. Well, rather. Uh, so let's start with A. Marie Jones, the 5-year-old who was completely violated by 9 and 10-year-old kids. So last week I was on here and I was just introducing the case, and it wasn't really anything going on. Well, as of now, they will be her and her family will be receiving justice. Charges, a 10 and 9-year-old will be charged in connection with the crimes. I want to know if the families will be charged, because again, the question is, what would make a 9 and 10-year-old think to do that? Again, I have 2 9-year-olds, and they still trying to get V-Bucks and and Fortnite and eat snacks all day. I, I can't even imagine them thinking to violate somebody, like a human being like that. So it makes me think, and what the internet has been saying, what is going on in that household where they learned that, where they were exposed to that, where they thought that that was okay? Why did that even cross your mind? So prayers again to Amory and her family, and I'm glad that they are getting justice. Anything new with the case, I will be bringing it to you. Um, this week we did have the No Kings protest that I was talking about, and they showed out in the millions. The millions, okay? That was very, very telling. Now, I told you how Robert De Niro was, speaking about how we all need to fight for our democracy and our independence because the amendments are about to be shunned away. Donald Trump has an agenda. And with that agenda, you know, everybody is so surprised, but we have to remember the big beautiful bill got passed July 4th of this year. A lot of these things that are happening and these laws that are being put in place is because of that bill. That was a lot of the things that, I know the Obamas came out trying to warn people before election time. All of these things were talked about. So it's like, yes, I am in awe at the news with everybody else, but I'm also like, he, he said he was going to do this though. He said it, and all this is in the bill, and he's things that are being put into place. These are not anything new. That big beautiful bill had hundreds of pages of things that he wanted to be put in place. Now he's using, oh, this place is heavy crime, because Detroit is another place that he's looking at and thinking about releasing federal agents, so we're looking over at Chicago, they're looking to send federal agents over here, you know, and we're not that far from Chicago. Chicago is in the midst of suing right now because they are detaining people who got green cards, detaining people who are American citizens, detaining black people. ICE is going over there on a rampage. They searching people, unsolicited searches, and Chicago is fighting back with everything that they got because again, this you're treating American citizens like this. But let's continue. So with the No Kings protest, our president reshares the AI video of him getting in one of the war helicopters and going over the protesters, dropping fecal matter on them. And it's like, you're such a child. You're the president of the free world, and nothing seems free about this country. And instead of, trying to calm down the citizens and reassure them, you literally on them. Yeah, thanks a lot, Donald Trump. Now, um when I was talking about the Trump thing, we still have the government shut down, so it's been over 20 days. This has been the longest in history, and it's a big slap in the face because he just gave 40 billion to Argentina right-wing supporter Javier Milei. I think that's how I don't even care how you say his name. What do he need 40 billion dollars with, and our government is still shut down, where people will not be able to provide Thanksgiving meals for their families, or a sandwich for before Thanksgiving. And it's just not just about Thanksgiving. Let's be clear here. It's just we're talking about Thanksgiving because we know Thanksgiving is in November. But the big gist of the case is a lot more things are being affected by the government being shut down. Airports, for one. We don't have traffic control. If you don't have traffic control and you don't have people properly checking bags, that's a red flag to me. You don't have enough people watching what's going on in the air, and you ain't got enough people watching what's going on the plane. That sounds like a problem to me. So yes, you have people who are worried and they're concerned. So this government shutdown, they literally have not come to an agreement. They have not come to an agreement. They have met up again. They still have not came up to an agreement. And it's kind of sad because it's not even kind of sad. It's sad because they're not facing the same issues that we're facing. They don't need a bridge card to eat. So that's why it's so important, and I will continue to say this every podcast where we talk about something political, why voting locally is important, because those are all the people we voted in. We voted in those people to represent what we feel. That's what they're doing, and they can't come to an agreement. So now you have the No Kings protest where they're like, we don't want dictatorship. We don't want no new leaders. We want our democracy back. You keep talking about make America great again, and ain't nothing been great about America since your ass and came. You keep talking about all this. You done gave $40 billion to the Argentina man, and your primary focus is this ballroom. They just started demolition on the White House. You're doing renovation to your house, and it's people who are fighting for their lives to stay in theirs. You're a sick man. He's a sick man. He's a sick man. He's a sick man. Um, I really feel like all these things that are coming into fruition that are happening now, those were all the things that were placed in the big beautiful bill. No one was paying attention July 4th, 2025 when it was passed, because again, he people were probably popping fireworks. I was outdone when he was gloating on the news on the 4th of July, like, this is the best day in America. The Independence Day, I get to sign on Independence Day the big beautiful bill, like with his big Sharpie. And I was like, who keep giving this man a damn Sharpie? He just, dumb, like, with a marker. Like, didn't Obama have a distinguished pen? It looks like a marker, but again, let me not go on a tangent. I'm reporting to you what is going on. And then further than that, he's saying that Diddy is asking him for a pardon, and he's looking into it. So if he's looking into it, they're saying that Diddy could be released as good as 48 hours if Trump does allow him to get a pardon. That could go either way. You know, that could go either way. What I will say is do your best to protect yourself and stay informed on what's going on so you know how to move best with your families, especially if these things are affecting you with the government shutdown, and my prayers are going out to the families who will be affected by this, because it will be many families who will not eat every day, let alone Thanksgiving. Okay. So with Aldi posting that $40 Thanksgiving meal, shout out to Aldi for that. But it's nothing we can do if they don't have the funds to get it. So, you know, moving on, let's go. We stay a little bit in the politics. The Detroit mayor debate was last week between Kenlock and Sheffield. And again, the time to vote will be November 4th, 2025. Please make it your business to vote. Now, I usually do absentee ballots because, again, I was pregnant and I didn't want to wait. But I am taking my ass out there and I'm going to vote in my local community. Um, but absentee ballots are available to do. I don't know what the timelines are because we are so late in the game. But go. Make sure that you're registered. I believe you can go. I will link. I don't have the website on my brain right now, but I will link the website in the description bar so you can make sure that you are registered to vote. So that November 4th coming, I'm talking to my Detroit people right now for our mayor because this is important. Take your ass out there and vote. During the mayoral debate, let me just knock out two things that I noticed. So Ken Locke's argument against Sheffield is that she's been a part of the city council for 12 years and nothing has really changed for the city. He feels like she's all talk, no bite. And Sheffield's argument with Kenlock is that he's always complaining about the problems that's going on in the city, but he's not out there on the streets with the people coming up with solutions. Now, Sheffield is touching the people. And again, like I told you in some earlier previous podcasts, I do see more of Sheffield. I'm sorry. I see more of Sheffield with the younger folks making things happen, new programs and projects and concerts, all that stuff coming to the city. She did have a hand in that. When I see Kenlock, I see him talking to the press about we need to do this and we need to do that. We know what we need to do, but okay, what are the solutions? So those are their two main arguments. Hey, you was in city council for 12 years and the city's still not safe, and they just released that Detroit, the kids are 51% in poverty of starvation, and you are part of the city council. What are you gonna do, Mary Sheffield? And she's like, you always complaining and I don't never see you outside. So I just condensed that for y'all, but you really can go check it out. It is on YouTube. Um, I will have that in the description bar below as well. Let me make sure y'all like my Halloween. I love Halloween, y'all. This my haunted house. It light up. Y'all gonna see when it light up. Then I got my little boo thing, and I got my little Halloween, and it's green. My favorite color is green, and I love Halloween. That rhymes. So I got to make sure I put your register to vote. See, register to vote link because I really need y'all to get it together and debate. Those two will be in the link for y'all. I want y'all to check that out because November 4th will be the time to vote for a new mayor. So that's very important. Um, in more news, Monday, did you guys notice how Amazon, all the Amazon web services, any app affiliated with Amazon was shut down in the wee hours, and they're still like trying to get some stuff to work, like Ring, Venmo, that was affected. Uh, Airport, like ordering stuff like online, like taking car purchases, like people were having a hard time at the airports. Like it's a lot of stuff that Amazon is linked to, and it's just like scary how much control one entity can have. And with all this going on, it's just making me go into like hard drive, like go my anxiety is going up because it's like, what is next? Like this is shutting down the air, and then all this air stuff, air money, Apple money, all this. We need some hard cash. Put you some hard cash up, because if they can shut down stuff and you got the government can go on your cash apps, y'all need to keep y'all some hard cash. Y'all need to Nike box it and mattress it again, because It is a dangerous place out here, and I just would hate to wake up one day and my money is gone on my account because they didn't shut something else down. What do you do? I do want to bring up too, the man who unalived the Ohio deputy after his son was unalived by the police officer. He was ruled mentally ill, and he will not be eligible for standing trial for the death penalty. Now, does that mean he won't be charged? No, that don't mean that, but it does mean that he will not uh, charge him with they cannot charge him with the death penalty, which they was going to try to, because of course he's a black man and he just did what he did because what happened to him. So two lives lost, three kind of because his life, he's about to spend the rest of his life in jail. The deputy is gone, the son is gone, and that's, in a sense, that's where the cookie really crumbles. Let me see, do I have any more? Okay, let's get into these crazy story. Let me so y'all know about this Louvre museum heist. I hope I'm saying it right, in Paris. Is this the perfect is this like the perfect crime, y'all? Like, let's talk about it. So, um this happened, what, Monday? Earlier this week. Um around 9 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, so around 9 a.m. in the morning, earlier this week, in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Thieves got away with some of the world's most priceless jewelry. Now, when they say priceless, you can't, the price is so many zeros, you can't fit it on the paper, okay? It's beyond, it's beyond um a monetary value. So we're talking about crowns, jewels that kings and queens were wearing. Okay, so they got away with a lot of money. So it's going to be a deep investigation. But what killed me was they didn't use much. It's not like they used any high tech. They used a truck, a ladder, a disc cutter, and some scooters. Okay. They got away with high power scooters. That's how they got away. They tried to burn the ladder, and that didn't really work out right. So that's why the authorities feel like they're going to catch who it was, because it's fingerprints from inside and on the ladder. So I don't know, but the fact that they got away on some high powered scooters with crowns and jewels, the full article is linked in the description below. And I just want to show you a few pictures of some of this beautiful, immaculate jewelry that they got away with. Check it out. Look at that. And look at that. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, a ladder. When you say that on paper, they got away with the Queen of what? Antoinette. Queen Antoinette's crown. It's on a scooter. Come on now. Like, y'all got, that's crazy. Moving on. Go check out the full episode. I mean, not episode, the full article in the description below. Moving on to some more crazy shit. I know y'all seen this woman going viral, the wedding dress fiasco. So apparently a woman has been going viral on the internet for appearing on Facebook Live drinking, appearing to already be inebriated, but continuing to drink with her wedding dress, and I guess their wedding song playing in the background. I believe her husband filed for divorce, and she was just saying in the video how he was her first everything, like, man that she really had a relationship with and all of that. But I'm confused because, okay, it's children involved. Now, I heard that they weren't his children, they were her first baby daddy children, whatever. But he called CPS, and her children got taken away from her. And the next video, she goes live with her kids, talking to her, talking about they miss her and what they want to do with her and how she gonna do this, that, and the third. Um, a lot of shit don't need to be shared on the internet, y'all, because again, with her sharing that, yes, she was heartbroken, and it happens to the best of us, okay? But her showing that was a cry for help, a cry of concern. So him calling CPS, I don't know if they was his kids or whatever, but even still, if they weren't his kids, they were still his stepchildren. So he felt compelled to call CPS because you're sitting there drinking wine, you drinking Don Julio, and you crying with this wedding dress on, devastated. Where are the children at? So, it's like, yeah, your heart is broken, but you have to, it's a time and place for everything. And Facebook Live was not for that. Call your girl. You got to call your girl on FaceTime or something and cry. But doing that was a bit much. Um, Girl, be glad he gone. He doing you a favor. You don't date no damn man with a whole Hey Arnold outfit on. Now I'm a millennial. We millennials will wear the graphic tees, but come on, man, a whole Hey Arnold outfit. Come on, he doing you a favor, ma. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. He childish. He childish. Okay, you saved yourself a lot. Moving on. Um, okay, I have two more for y'all because that shit crazy. So these stories was crazy because folks need to stop watching TV because clearly now that Paris heist, now that sounds like some movie type stuff. And if they get away with it, and I ain't saying they're gonna get away with it, but if they get away with it, that's a nice movie plot. But even if they don't get away with it, that's still a nice. That's a documentary. They're gonna make a documentary about that. They're gonna make a movie or something about that because that's unbelievable. How did y'all do it, right? But these two cases here, people watch too much TV, and y'all couldn't possibly believe that was gonna work. So the first one is here, local in Detroit. Both of them are. A mom and son duo both face charges in the unaliving of 17-year-old London Thomas. Their accomplice is why they are in jail today because they asked their person to drive the car with the drum holding London Taylor's body inside to take it somewhere. Don't ask them no questions. Don't ask no questions. And that said person, once they start seeing about the missing girl, kind of put two and two together and notify the authorities. If anything, y'all watch TV, a movie should have taught you don't trust nobody. You do your crime, you do your whole crime yourself. Cause you're gonna do your time. Cause now y'all both in there doing time. The son got bond. She got a $500,000 bond or a $5 million bond. She got a bond, but you just ruined your whole life. She's 17, I believe the son was 23. Now in Michigan, um, age of consent is 16. So this is not a statutory rape matter or anything like that, but it's still messed up because he still ain't had no damn business dealing with no damn 17-year-old. And now her life is going, your life is going, your mom's life is going. I don't know what's going on with the accomplice. I don't know if they get off or how that works, but that just sounds like, yeah, get the car. It's a drum in the back. Don't ask no questions. Just drop it off somewhere. And they dropped it off where the damn car could be found. And anyway, the accomplice called the authorities to say, hey, something don't sound right. I dropped the car off the other day. That's gonna be on the episode How I Got Caught. The second one, goofy as hell. A guy committed a crime, got into a police chase in a allegedly stolen vehicle. This damn fool goes in the casino, calling himself blending in with the crowd. You're not smart. In today's world, you didn't think that the casino said, who's that running in? Oh, who's that? You know, taking a breath, taking a quick breath right quick. Like, how did you think you was about to blend in? They said he was trying to play at the table. Like, people are dumb. It's no way you could have thought that would work. I just thought those two stories were quite extreme, quite bizarre. But really, that's all I got for y'all today. That's really all I have for y'all today. It's really been a really crazy time, a really crazy time. Yeah, a really, really crazy time. But again, shout out to Angel Reese. You go, girl. You guys look great at that American Museum Gala. And the artists, check out for Brittany F's project, Pink Sky Paradise. Check out for Sco Almighty's. Jack of all trades, Matt Randall with the Damn Music Fest. And check out all of those. Now, next week will be episode 10 to celebrate Halloween. And that episode will be Halloween based. All the content, the current events, everything will have some spookiness to it. So I hope to see you there next week. But this was an episode 9 of the 28th Hour Experience. I appreciate you guys being here. Please like, comment, share. Please comment on what we talked about today. Go watch the previous episodes, catch up, because we do go a lot of banter. We go back into the archive. So check out some previous stuff. Follow me on Instagram at the 28th Hour Experience. Subscribe here, follow there, and I will see you next week. I love you guys. Bye.
Stories that leave you shook. K Camille, 28th hour experience.